My dreams come true.
Welcome to a very, very special bonus episode today.
Bonus! Can't be more special than that.
Yeah, we got a pretty cool treat for y'all today. We talked. Okay.
Okay,
I'll
you know
let
what?
Ricky
You know what?
explain.
I'm laying it all out there. So, me and Ethan for a while had been planning on doing some community-driven interviews with people that have their finger on the pulse, so to speak. And first up, who did you, Ethan, interview?
Yeah, so I had 3 amazing guests on this episode. It was from the Otaku Place Facebook group with over 43,000 members. It was Ruben, Rosemary, and David, moderators.
And what you'll
Or
notice,
admins.
yeah, what you'll notice is after a certain portion of this particular episode, I'm gonna be gone. I'm just gonna be not here anymore, and that's because I got wickedly ill on Saturday and decided, hey, instead of 1 dose of NyQuil, let's try 2. Let's try a double dose of the good stuff. And
Let's
I
sleep
drank
for
it.
a year.
And I didn't. The thing is, I didn't quite sleep. That's the worst part. So I was up in like a trance-like state, and I think you even messaged the group that I was sick. And I don't remember doing this, but I texted Yarp. Yarp as my response. Neither of those things are yes.
Or words, basically.
Barely not words. It's one might have been a review site that we know and love, but it was more butchered than that. So I was out of commission the day the interview occurred, so Ethan boldly and kindly stood up for the righteousness of our classroom here at Weebology and did the interview himself, like a true
That
maverick.
everyone wanted and needed.
And if any man deserves at least a couple kickbacks for this particular bonus episode, it's your boy Ethan. I can't deny it.
I'll take money if that's on offer.
I said kickbacks.
They
It cannot be more
anything.
clear.
But yeah, guys, we had a lot of, well, at least I had a lot of fun during this interview, and we hope you like them. And we had a really good talk with them.
And yeah, I listened to a little bit of it, and I actually really liked what they had to bring to the table. You know, they had been in the group for varying amount of times, and as a administration role in the group, they have different experiences and stuff to bring to the table. So just from what I heard, it was really good conversation. It kind of was what we were trying to achieve, is get that finger on the pulse, feel for the community and what their thoughts are, what they're hype on and stuff like that. So yeah, hope y'all enjoy.
We'll be back in approximately 50 plus minutes.
Robopat, cut! I said cut!
All right, today we have 3 special guests. We have Ruben, Rosemary, and David from the Otaku Place Facebook group. How are you guys doing today?
Doing great. Yourself?
Very good.
Ruben here. Doing fantastic, I think.
Great. So you guys have a pretty big group on Facebook for otakus, aptly named. And I just wanted to know kind of how long has your group been around, and then what kind of made you guys start a group on Facebook?
Me, I'm not the one that started it, but I know the group started in about 2014. I joined it maybe about 3 months after it started with I think a membership of maybe 2,000. And from there, I just kind of been seeing it grow and get bigger.
The group really has grown immensely. I joined about 2 years ago. I'm not really exactly sure with the reasonings. I think it was more so we all joined because of a hobby we wanted to do. We never really saw it getting as quote-unquote serious as it is now.
Yeah, for myself, I joined the group about 3 years ago. I wasn't as active, but I was there. I was invited by one of the other admins who's not with us. He added me. I started becoming a lot more active, and that's when Ruben decided to add me. I was a moderator at first. Still can't believe a group like this has grown immensely for the past year since I've joined.
Do you think like so I mean I don't know about you guys. When I was in high school and before, it wasn't exactly cool to be into anime, but I think we've seen kind of a shift in like culture in general where it seems to be kind of just on the precipice of becoming pretty mainstream. Would you guys agree with that?
That is correct. I do agree.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. And to be honest, I see a lot of complaints about it becoming more mainstream. You know, Facebook posts saying, all of you guys, all you chicks, also say. But when I revealed I liked it back in middle school, you made fun of me. But I'm really glad that anime is shifting itself more so into mainstream media, and it's making people appreciate art and appreciate the person creating it.
Yeah, that's kind of a funny story. I never really thought about it like that because it is true. I'm sure there's some people who got made fun of in high school or something like that, or ostracized for their love of anime. But now everyone's into it. Is there like a certain show that you guys can remember as being like the one that became super mainstream? For us, we talk about season 1 of Attack on Titan. Seemed like everyone just got into it out of nowhere.
For myself, one of my shows, when I actually started watching anime about 6 years ago. I used to live in the suburbs of Chicago. When I moved to Florida, that's when I had nothing to do. Well, I'm remembering a show that I used to watch from 4Kids. I don't know if y'all remember that.
Yeah.
Bad dubbing from there, but One Piece. One Piece was the show that got me into anime.
I love it.
Although Inuyasha was the first ever anime I have ever laid eyes on, I noticed Naruto has made its runs on the internet with the whole Naruto Run event going on and Naruto Run into Area 51.
Yeah.
Naruto is one of the very big animes that has made a boom in mainstream media.
Do you think a bunch of people from your group will be there at the Area 51 run?
I hope not, because then we'll probably be associated with supporting something that's highly against federal law.
Good point. So, do you guys watch any YouTube anime content or anything like that?
I myself am a personal big fan of Aki Dearest's Vocaloid series, not more so her other content, but her Vocaloid series in itself. But majority of the time, I'm not really big on anime YouTubers, just more so urban exploration.
That's pretty cool. Is that just like basically like city running and stuff like that, or?
That also, like, my favorite YouTubers traveling to Chernobyl, stuff like that. But
Whoa.
anime I'm a big fan of, but not really more so anime YouTubers.
What about y'all?
I'm not really into anime YouTubers. I have nothing against them. It just doesn't really catch my interest.
Oh, let me see. I normally use YouTube for cat videos, but I do like the Mother's Basement from time to time. It's nice to hear somebody talking about anime.
Yeah, I think, well, me and Ricky both really love, quite a few anime YouTubers, like the Swag Kage for all Naruto stuff, Nuxtaku, Set the Programmer, people like that. And we just like hearing everyone else's theories on stuff and just like kind of, you feel akin to these people who are just like super into anime, just like all of us, right?
Yeah, it's a good thing. I would have never seen it happening that way, that you could actually get on a forum and watch others speak about it.
See,
It was cringe back in the day, art just not known and popular.
See, I never saw myself getting into anime as much as I am now because, I grew up a pageant girl and I was a cheerleader, etc. And I spent my money on clothes, and now I have over $1,000 worth of anime merchandise in my room alone. So
See,
I never saw myself this deeply invested before.
me and Ricky both, weren't really, we both did sports and stuff like that in high school and, other nerdy things, but weren't like, we didn't have like Naruto backpacks and stuff or anything like that. But, it's a really cool space. And I just love the art and like, you know, you can be from across the world, like in Russia or something, and people still like anime, and you can like have a common ground discussion about like something like that. And I think that's really cool.
And it is really cool. With the Otaku Place, we managed to build a really strong community of all ages. And that way we could relate strongly to each other. So it's really nice. I work a 9-to-5 job every day of the week. So it's really nice coming home and finally talking to like-minded people that share the same interests as me.
Yeah, we have quite a few people actually in our offices that also watch anime. So they've become listeners of the podcast. So that's pretty awesome. So I assume it takes a lot of time to be an admin, but I guess you have like a pretty decently large team, right?
That is correct.
We have a pretty decently large team consisting of admins and moderators, but it took a good bit to become a moderator. I just posted quite a bit, and I added a lot of contribution. We all really did. We were very determined to make the group bigger than it was at the time. Although we did have an active admin, so we did have to go on a whole admin and moderative purge to kind of weed out the inactive ones that weren't adding anything. But the team we have now works hard, and they're always adding in amazing ideas to help better the group.
So how did you guys kind of go from that 2,000 member group you guys had mentioned back in 2014 to a group with over 43,000 members?
Well, Ruben, you'd know that better than any of us.
You've been here longer, man. You've been there since the beginning.
Well, it's a very simple procedure. It's simply people request to join, and I hit OK. That's the short part of it. Just over time, occasionally what they do is members would see some nice content, and what they would want to do is tag and add some more people, and it just kind of grows from time to time like that. Our content has gotten better. Before it was some edgy memes and just general rants, and now it's I would say it's some nice content being put out that people actually would like to see.
And he's right about that. Our content has gradually become a lot more fresh and upbeat to current media, but we occasionally do get those comment wars where we approve the post and we're like, oh, this is fine, but it turns out to be actually worse than what we thought it would be. So there's a huge comment section war, and it's just whack.
Yeah, we actually posted a meme on Instagram. It was basically like Saitama was punching Goku, and Goku was like, what pebble hit me? And that turned out to be a comment war I've never expected coming. It was like 600 comments fighting back and forth.
But believe it or not, that is actually an extremely common argument. It's always Saitama against Goku and stuff like that. And then you have the whole lowly arguments going on. Those are the most common arguments that ever come in. Personally, I'm a Saitama fan, but I don't want to get into all that.
I mean, he's a great character, but you know, I just think it's funny when people get into like who's stronger. It's just like they're both written in completely different like entire series. It's funny to like compare them.
Yeah, when it comes to stuff like that, we always try to keep in mind that if you're having a versus of characters, you know, who's better, who's this, who's that, you know, we always have to keep in mind that there's always going to be a debate. You know, debating's fine, but arguments isn't. We always try to steer away from arguments. Every time we see posts that were for debating, we keep an eye on it. You know, there's always an admin around, just keeping an eye on that post. That way we don't have anyone who's harassing each other, bullying, or any of that sort. You know, because it's a discussion of anime, you know?
Right.
We keep it that way. We don't want any arguments. We don't want any hate. We want hate.
We babysit.
Far too often people can't remain civil. And, you know, it's one thing to have a different opinion, but if you no longer even conversating or just using curse words or insulting one's mother, etc.
Yeah.
Pretty much it's already degenerated.
what's like the coolest thing you guys have seen that they posted that you just were like, wow, that's like really awesome?
Definitely the art that comes in. A lot of people post a lot of their amazing talents, their writing, their sketches, and it leaves me mind boggled, which is why we want to take the group in sort of action for kind of like art contest, fan fiction contest, which is a little cringy, but I think is a good idea. But everyone else isn't on board with it for some reason, even though I'm willing to read a little piece.
I think it's probably
Ruben,
just.
do you have anything?
I assume it's probably just because you never know what you're gonna get when you get into a situation like, hey, post your fanfics, right?
Yeah.
I think maybe like you guys have to say like, oh, it's PG-13 at best or at most.
I would always say keep
Do
it to Facebook
Crunchyroll
standard.
contest. I have a
Yeah, we want to keep it to the standards. I do say, keep it PG-13. You do have a bunch of kids in the server
Right.
or in the group, so we have to keep that in mind. We don't want to limit everybody or what's being posted. It is the internet,
Right.
but we have to have a sense of control of what's being posted. There are times when we do want people to post freely. I know that's something that Ruben wants to do. We're sometimes it is frustrating to check these posts that people are posting, but at the same time, it helps us moderate what's being posted, and that's where that control comes.
Yes, you will be surprised with so much spam or questionable content or just downright shit posting. We stop before it even gets to the page.
See, and the amount of bait posts that are sent to our approval boxes is ridiculous.
What do you mean by a bait post?
So like a bait post is basically someone posting a status and just asking for an argument, asking for attention, etc. Kind of like we were talking about earlier, how Saitama could beat Goku or Goku could beat Saitama, which is stronger, stuff like that.
So, like, do you think most of your time as an admin is kind of relegated to babysitting and doing what you're saying, just like parsing through the incoming messages?
It does take up a bit of time, but being an admin is really enjoyable because the majority of our members are extremely pleasant and intelligent people to have conversations with. Of course, we do have to be extra careful with the content that floods into our group because this is a group of all ages. So we try to make everything a bit age appropriate when compared to neighboring anime groups on Facebook. But overall, we love our members. And we try to do everything to make sure they have a comfortable and safe environment to share with.
And you think that has kind of led to this, like, basically expansion of the group? And I imagine it has. I think a lot of times, like, say you're going to a less reputable anime website to watch anime, right? There's just all these like crazy spam and like pop-ups and stuff like that. And I think it's really cool to have like a nice clean environment to just talk about anime and not get kind of caught up in all that other stuff.
And it is really cool. And plus with the less reputable sites, I can't tell you how traumatized I was at the young age of 10, learning there were young grandmas in my area while I was trying to watch a couple episodes of Pokemon.
A couple episodes of Pokemon. Well, the grandma chose you, right?
Oh, I hate that joke.
Sorry. So we've talked about your group quite a bit. I want to talk kind of more specific about your all's personal opinions on a few things too, just to kind of, I don't know if you guys are able to kind of converse with everyone in your group. I assume it's at this point too many people, but maybe if they listen to this, they'll get to know you a little bit better, if that's cool with y'all.
That's fine.
So
Yep.
So this season of summer anime has been pretty crazy. Are you guys watching anything currently, like currently running?
Oh, I'm watching actually the new adaptation of Fruit Baskets, and I guess the most recent anime that has hit the market that I'm currently invested in is Violet Evergarden.
For myself, yeah, well, Rosie just said it was Fruits Basket. Now, the person who got me into that is actually my girlfriend. She's telling me about this show and how much she enjoyed it back in what was it 2001
That sounds
when it came out, and I'm like, okay, I'll give it a shot, and I'm invested into it.
All right, me. I am currently into Demon Slayer and Doctor Stone. That's what I'm watching.
Nice.
I'm too scared to watch Demon Slayer after that video. Well, do you mean Goblin Slayer or Demon Slayer?
No, Demon Slayer.
Okay, because I thought you were talking about Goblin Slayer.
Oh, Goblin
That was
Slayer
really dark.
I'm terrified to watch Goblin Slayer.
I am an old weeb. I have seen worse.
What makes you afraid of Goblin Slayer?
Oh, don't act like we don't all know the scene that went absolutely viral.
We're calling it. I'm gonna say it's called goblin making.
Fair enough.
Yeah, well, I think that explains it.
Yeah, we've tried to watch most of the animes from this season. We're obviously digging on Demon Slayer, Kimetsu no Yaiba. The art in that is just insane. Do you guys not really like kind of like battle anime kind of thing, or what? Is there a reason that you're not going after some of those?
No, it's not that I don't like battle anime. I haven't really. The most battle like anime I've seen so far is Fate,
Nice.
which is a personal favorite of mine. But it's not really battle anime, just Goblin Slayer. I don't want to tread near those waters.
No, Demon Slayer, not Goblin Slayer.
Oh, I personally haven't seen Goblin Slayer yet. I've seen a trailer for it, but it hasn't really rung off those you're going to enjoy this vibe, you know?
I think it's kind of a more artistic version of what I would consider like the Attack on Titan kind of like dark but artistic kind of feel to it. Would you agree with that, Ruben?
I would agree.
Because I think
It's a feast for the eyes more than anything else. They put effort into their action of the movement of the characters, so it's a pleasant thing to watch, I'd say.
As for myself, when it comes to action, I enjoy action. Demon Slayer, something I do. I am currently watching, but it's not on top of my list. Considering somebody who's in the military, action is definitely something I'd watch, and I've seen others. But my main genre when it comes to anime has to be slice of life. I always enjoy something calm, peaceful.
yeah, I don't really watch a whole lot of slice of life. I think I don't know. Sometimes when I'm watching anime, I'm just looking for that like fantastical event, not necessarily like this is something people would do. But I think also if it's a show where it's really fantastical, but they do just like really unhuman things, like where they just wouldn't be like no earthly person would do something like that. It does definitely turn me off to the show. So I can definitely agree with you on the like slice of life aspects to shows being pretty important.
See, when I first joined onto our team as a moderator, I was hardcore, and don't laugh at me now. Don't laugh at me now. You're not allowed to cut this out. I was hardcore, like, into yaoi and the boy love genre.
Okay.
I don't know why, but I was hardcore into it. It's like the entire genre in itself wrapped me up in a trash bag and kicked me off the cliff. And Ruben, being my friend on Facebook, can verify my feed was full of it.
Do you have a favorite yaoi?
Oh, definitely Sekaiichi no Hatsukoi and Gender Romantica.
I'll have to take your word for it on those.
Beg your pardon?
I said I'll have to take your word for it on those. Not really
Too.
not really a huge yaoi fan myself. But if anyone out there listening is into that, check those out. So, what about? I know Ruben said you were watching Doctor Stone. Are either of you watching that as well?
No.
Not at the moment. I don't really have the time anymore with my like full-time job to kind of catch up with the seasons. I'm trying really hard though. Like I said, I'm just now catching up with the remake of Fruit Baskets, and since you guys are mentioning Demon Slayer, I might watch an episode or two after this.
Hey.
Good.
There you go.
Well, now that Ruben's supporting it, I don't want to watch it anymore.
Yeah.
Same thing goes with myself. I have been really busy with work. Like I said, when they went on call before yesterday, I wake up 3 a.m. for work. So I have to sleep early to at least get some rest.
Excuses. I'll excuse.
Yeah.
Having a 9 to 5 really takes a lot out of your anime watch list, doesn't it?
It takes a lot out of me in general. Let's just say that, not just my anime watch list.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes it's really tough to get any anime in a week, but we do our best here on the Weebology show. We got to stay up to date for the episodes, rolling. But we're really loving Dr. Stone right now. It's just, we're like mega nerds. Ricky's into, computer science and I'm an engineer. So like the sciencey aspects of Dr. Stone are really cool. And I think, personally, I think it's going to be in the running for like one of the best anime of the year. What do y'all think in terms of your best anime of the year? Still Fruit Basket?
I personally believe, by speaking statistically, I think honestly Boku no Hero is going to take another title. If Crunchyroll always does that Anime of the Year awards, Boku no Hero will most definitely take another title. But my most favorite anime of the year, it still has to stick with. I just finished rewatching the entirety of Your Lie in April. That beautiful, glossy animation and the really deep plot line will always take the cake for me.
That's like very slice of lifey too, right?
Yeah, but I'm not basic like David. There's a difference.
What about you, David? What's your top of the year?
Hey, I really did enjoy the Rising of the Shield Hero. That's something I really enjoyed.
Yeah, Ricky, the co-host, really enjoyed that as well. I didn't get a chance to watch that. I don't know about y'all, but it seems like you can never ever catch up on the backlog of anime you have to watch.
See, I relate to that hardcore, but I've been seeing a lot of Shield Hero. My boyfriend takes me to a lot of his car meets because he's called what you call quote unquote car head, and I've been seeing a lot of stickers of Shield Hero and stuff like that on car hoods, and it's really awesome. It just has to be an epic anime, so I really can't wait to start watching that one.
That's pretty interesting. You're seeing a bunch of anime stuff at like a car meet. That's, not necessarily two worlds you would expect collide very often, but that's cool to hear.
Something I didn't really expect is when I finished my training in the military. You'd be surprised how much people in the military watch anime. It's like half the guys in my training session watch anime, and that's something we talked about while going through the whole hardship of training.
I have a theory that most people like anime. It's just whether they have the chutzpah or the cojones to talk about it. Would you guys agree?
Yeah, I mean, it's just like we mentioned earlier, is when the whole mainstream media, the whole culture is changing, our views of things are changing, an aspect of the whole world. We're becoming more accepting of these things, and that's what's going on. And as we accept things, we'll start seeing it a lot more as years go by.
Yeah, I'm super hype about it. I can't wait till we can all talk about anime wherever we're at.
Yeah, you start seeing like commercials actually start using animation or anime to advertise. That's for sure.
Yo, yeah, it's like those viral videos of Hatsune Miku and those Japanese convenience store commercials.
Yeah.
Anime is making a really big appearance, and it's an amazing marketing strategy because since it's become so popular, it's honestly genius to use it as a marketing strategy. And as for the anime hitting the car community, it's actually surprisingly, I expected it. I really did for some reason, and even I want to personally get my motorcycle wrapped in something related to anime. Maybe my favorite character from Tokyo Ghoul, I don't know.
Who's your favorite character from Tokyo Ghoul?
Uta, hands down, I have a cardboard cutout of his. It stands 6 feet tall. I have spent over $200 on his figurine. I love them.
Wow.
Yeah, you sound pretty invested in the Utah Utah fan base.
Love him so much. Whenever my boyfriend comes over, he has to put the cardboard cutout in the closet because he just stands beside my bed.
Well, hey, if you love him, what can you do, right?
What can I do? I'm about to move to Japan so I can marry him.
Nice. What about you, Ruben? What's your favorite show of this year you think might win the old anime award?
I put my money on the Shield Hero.
Yeah.
It was very good in the end of the last year and going strong into the beginning of this one. So I think it's gonna show up. I'm gonna start seeing merchandise for it in conventions. Probably because they're still being made. Because that's always a good
Indicator
standard for me. Indicator, yeah, of what's popular, what's hot. Last time I went, I saw a bunch of the fan-made ones, but nothing licensed yet. So I'm thinking it's just a matter of time.
I think me personally, I'm on your side, Rosemary, about My Hero Academia probably winning, just because I think it's very like a general show, if that makes any sense. Like I think it appeals to almost everybody.
And you're right about everyone, even the girls. I volunteer at my high school, like at the local high school. Like I'm already long gone out of high school, but I help teach a life skills class there. And I can ask anyone in that class about My Hero Academia, and they know it right off the bat.
That's awesome.
It's such popular mainstream anime. It doesn't make it bad, but it's such a mainstream anime. Everyone knows it.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's become this generation's Dragon Ball or Naruto. It's the one that's going to carry the cloud for years to come, I think.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
So there's the big three of Naruto, Bleach, and One Piece. Do you think a show like My Hero Academia, if it came out at the same time as those three, would have been, part of the big four, or do you think it would have supplanted one of those other shows?
That's a bit of a difficult question. Naruto and One Piece and Bleach were all, they were applauded for their unique plot lines and characters. So, yeah, I do think My Hero would have taken a place beside them because it would have been for its time, especially considering the art style of it ahead of its time. I think it would have taken a place with them.
Oh, geez, I don't even know which episode One Piece is at right now.
Probably like
I would
8.5 million. I think It's an interesting question. I think My Hero Academia, if it was going to supplant one of the three, I think it would supplant probably Bleach, just because of the aesthetic is a little different than those other two. I think One Piece is just super appealing, I think, as a result of like the explorer mentality and just like having a big adventure. And I think that personally, that's why I think it's kind of lasted this long and, you know, continued to enthrall the masses. Bleach, I personally love like probably the most. I'm just like a big Bleach fan, but I think, you know, after like the first arc, maybe it got a little repetitive for a lot of people, and I could see maybe My Hero Academia supplanting that, just because, you know, it's a lot more jovial kind of feeling. I don't know if you guys agree on that, like a jovial feeling of the show, but like there's still bad stuff going on.
It's an easy watch. It does go down quickly, and the flow. You can watch one episode and then find yourself at the end of a little mini binge.
It's what I call a palate cleanser anime. Like, you know, when you watch all the heavy stuff, like, you know, Goblin Slayer, Never, you can go into My Hero, and it's a palate cleanser, you know?
Right.
A drink after Jack Daniels, so to say.
Yeah, it's definitely a easy watch. I like that you said that. And then, you know, I think it definitely is a palate cleanser as well. But I think I really do think it could be part of those, you know, big three. And then another show we talked about recently on, I think it was episode 16 of our Weebology podcast coming up, was Black Clover. Have any of y'all watched that?
No spoilers. No spoilers. Literally,
I
I've seen
used to watch it,
it for me.
but I got tired of his screaming. The main thing I was getting out of Black Clover is the main character MC just screaming throughout the whole episode. Every single episode was just screaming. So I just couldn't take it anymore.
Yeah, it's one of those that you kind of got to go 20 eps in, and then for whatever reason he stops screaming as much.
That's like in Yasha, or I don't know if you guys have seen that anime, where
Yes.
they're
Yeah.
repeatedly screaming each other's names for some reason, and it takes you a whole 100 episodes to get past it. And even then, they don't stop.
Well, everyone complains about Dragon Ball because they just scream and power up for multiple episodes, but I never had a problem with it personally.
It takes 5 episodes just to power up.
And the longest, I think, what was it? The planet's going to explode in 5 minutes, and it turned into 15 episodes.
That's a long 5 minutes there.
Yeah.
Well, maybe they just don't know what 5 minutes is, right?
Right. You know, but as like the big three, it's kind of hard to say of how long My Hero Academia is going to keep going. I honestly don't know if there's any word of how many episodes they plan on making. I know for a fact that One Piece has almost 1,000 episodes. Before Bleach went off air, it was about 322 episodes. And I've lost count on Naruto because that's still continuing with Boruto. Is it not?
Hold on, you started Boruto before you started Naruto?
No.
He said he continued on.
Yeah.
I didn't hear that properly. It was like, what kind of...
No. What I'm saying is, Naruto.
What kind of sicko starts with Boruto? Yeah.
Like, who watches Boruto before they watch Naruto?
Hopefully nobody.
I gave it a shot.
A shot.
I never actually watched the original Naruto.
I haven't even like gone far on it either. So.
Oh, guys.
It's like somebody telling you, "Hey,
I
there's a
never
great
read Harry
anime
Potter."
Called, what is it? The One Piece. It's a great anime. You should watch it. Then you look at damn.
Yeah.
You know, so it's rather intimidating. You'd rather go to a 12 or a 24 episode anime. So it's on the back list.
But you know
But
what? If you ever want to watch One Piece, there is an actual site called One Piece. Well, they will remove all fillers, so you just stick with the main plot. You know, there are sites like that will help out with Naruto or any of that sort that will just remove all fillers if you don't like watching them.
Actually, I've heard of that, and I remember it for the anime Fairy Tale.
Oh, I did the same thing.
I was actually talking about it. Fairy Tale had so many freaking fillers.
Naruto did too, man. There's like entire arcs that were just filler arcs.
But not
Kind of sound like a robot right now.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, bad connection for Rosie.
Leave it to Rosie to sound like a robot.
Yeah.
Hey, listen. Yes, when we started calling, a storm started at my house for some reason.
Oh.
Yeah, it's raining here too.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure my neighbor's tree just fell down from what I heard.
Whoa.
Okay.
It's been like this in Georgia 4 days. Not for 4 days, just 4 days.
As in multiple of them?
Multiple days, not 4 days in particular.
So this is kind of off the cuff, but if you had to make your own big three out of the current animes, not including One Piece and Boruto, well, I guess you could say Boruto, which would you make your current big three?
Oh, jeez. Yeah, that's a good question. I mean, it'll have to be My Hero Academia, of course. That's going to be one of them. Black Clover.
Love
That's
it.
with multiple episodes. I can't say about the third.
Current anime, I'd have to say One Punch Man, Yuri on Ice. This is gonna be 4. Reboot of Fruit Baskets and Violet Evergarden. Top 4.
That's your big four?
My big 4. I can't. It's 3.
For me, I think My Hero Academia has to be up there. I think Black Clover has to be up there. And then there's not a ton of like super long running shows these days, but I think,
Boruto.
no, I'm not putting it up there, man.
You're not gonna put that up there?
No, I can't do it. I think maybe my thing would be Attack on Titan. Might be the third big three, just because of overall scale of the series. I think a lot of people really got into Attack on Titan.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, Attack on Titan. Animes like Attack on Titan and Boku no Hero hit the market hardcore. Everyone knows the names. I remember working at Plato's, which is a really popular teen store.
Yeah.
And I found an Attack on Titan jacket in our long sleeves. Attack on Titan crashed into the market, no joke.
Yeah, I mean, that was my, I think, freshman year of college when that kind of came out. And it was crazy to hear these people I, never expected in a million years to have watched anime to, mention to me Attack on Titan. I was like, whoa, what's happening?
I know, it's like it's like all the people in my anime group that I go to, every Tuesday night or so, mentioning death metal bands to me, and I'm like, you're just now hearing about this?
I can never get into that. Ever.
What, death metal?
Yeah.
I
like metal, but not death metal.
metal, but not death metal.
You guys sound like a pretty big family over there at the admins of Otaku Place.
Unfortunate.
Unfortunately, wow.
It's really like that, huh?
It be like that sometimes.
So there's one more question, and then I think we can kind of start winding it down. But this is a very intriguing question that Ricky came up with, and I wanted to see y'all's opinion. So there's a lot of isekais going on right now, and I think, it's probably the biggest genre at the moment. Is there where would you want to get isekai'd to? If you were just plopped into any show, which one is the one you would die to be plopped into?
Huh. Tokyo Ghoul's beside my favorite character. He'll eat me. Worth it. I would be fine being eaten by him. It's perfectly all right. Tokyo Ghoul, hands down. Not Tokyo Ghoul Ray, though. No.
Just the original.
The original.
What about you guys?
You can go, Google.
It's a hard question.
It seems all of a sudden they don't speak English.
I mean, I guess considering that I've seen majority of them, like Konosuba, the time I got reincarnated into Slime, ReZero, Another World with my smartphone, and the Rising of the Shield Hero. I've seen every single one of those.
You just with
But I guess my favorite will have to be, I guess, if this counts, No Game, No Life.
Yes, but what show would you want to be plopped into if you had to be isekai'd?
Do I really want to be isekai?
It doesn't have to be an isekai. I'm saying if you are isekai'd to a show.
You
Guess
gotta
what
get
would it be?
back to truck.
I'll go with Log Horizon,
Oh, nice. The classic.
right?
See, if it were possible, and if it counted, I would say World of Warcraft because there's a movie about it now, and it's animated technically.
It's anime adjacent. I'll allow it.
Great, World of Warcraft then.
So you're saying just die and go into an anime, basically?
Yeah.
Okay, I would say the universe of Love Live.
I knew it. I knew it.
I would say every other place, you either have to be a warrior, have abilities, everything's trying to kill you.
But you want to dance with a bunch of Japanese girls? Okay,
No.
got it.
I'm going to be out there with my little light sticks in the crowd going, yeah, this is awesome. I'm one of the only guys in this universe.
Oh no.
Oh, jeez.
Oh no.
So that's the game.
Listen, I don't think you'll be the only one saying this. I think Mark was. I also agree with you on this.
I believe so. I shall speak for Mark on that one.
My
See,
dad's a cop.
Okay.
Let's send Mark over to Grimgar. I think he'll enjoy that one.
Mark's too irresponsible. Let's not do that now.
What do you think? Like, I don't know. I think for me, a lot of these worlds are only cool because the main characters have powers and stuff like that. So, like, say you're the one person without a quirk in, My Hero Academia, it would suck, right?
Oh yes.
Yeah.
So I think going with like a less power intensive universe is maybe like a sneak high IQ play there. Maybe like
But see, going in not knowing how to dance or sing, that's kind of not a high IQ move there. I guess you could live out the rest
No,
of the
man.
man, but I'd rather be up there dancing with cute Japanese girls and be in the crowd flashing some weird long thing.
I don't know. I'm cool with watching.
Wait, Ruben, that's your choice too?
Oh, yeah. I would just choose that genre.
Nope, I will die with the Horde in Warcraft.
Yeah, I just see myself getting killed by something. I'm probably low level.
Listen.
Get killed by like a level 1 slime or something. Giant.
I run out of breath by the time I hit the top stairs. I know I'm going to die, but at least I can die and revive in Warcraft because that's what happens.
I think, if you could guarantee that you're going to be like a really strong character in the world, I think like a show like Naruto, maybe Hunter x Hunter, My Hero Academia would be really cool. But if you can't guarantee that, like you gotta pick like a kind of a more mundane show, in my opinion, like maybe a Kenichi or like a Durarara maybe. Well, it's like half slice of life and half kind of more fantastical things.
So Love Live would be perfect, but see, if I'm dancing on stage with a bunch of little girls, it's fine. But if David or Ruben are caught dancing on stage anywhere near little girls,
We'll be arrested.
yeah. Cuffs.
Yeah.
Listen, right now I'm just questioning your state of mind right now. You want to be right
Man.
there staring at, like, 16-year-old, 15-year-olds, man. They're high schoolers, man.
See right here, what y'all, man, y'all going into this all in a little perverted way. I was gonna say, even those little girls got mamas, so
Hey.
Oh,
Hey.
hey.
Okay.
that's what I'm gonna.
PG-13, bro.
So I think maybe we'll get back to more group centric questions.
Yes.
Please do. I don't want to imagine Ruben being a MILF chaser. I don't want that.
So kind of, do you guys have like an eventual goal for the group, or is it just, make it as big as you can? I know you had mentioned kind of wanting to go into more an art space. Is that kind of your direction you're headed?
That's most definitely our direction, but I say I really want to make it a goal to where we can take not so much more a financial route, but I was talking about an idea for MomoCon 2020 where we did this really big meetup at the MomoCon convention center. I have a friend that does these awesome anime cakes. We could do drawings, games. I really want to take a more physical hand ignore that onto the group, do raffles and just fun little things to boost the group and to make people go, oh, these are admins and it has an active fan base.
There are things we're trying to do to, make the group bigger. A couple months back, we did merge my Discord server with the Otaku place, so people could just come in and start having a live chat with each other instead of just with posts or any of that sort, and try to get together and we always ask people to join. So as always, get to know each other, play some video games. That's something we do encourage. That's what people like to do. Is League of Legends, Minecraft, any of that sort. We always try to make events of that sort, of a group play. Another thing we'd have to mention is merchandise, maybe of that sort, but we're just unsure of how to go through with it. So we're still in talks with it.
I think you could maybe do like a contest for within your group of like having someone do like a t-shirt design for like your group, and then since they helped create it, like putting that up as like for sale would be really cool. I think that'd be awesome.
That is a really cool idea, and we really wanted to start off with trying to commission a few artists in our group to create a mascot for it. We've been trying to start in all sorts of directions. Right now, we're just kind of stuck at a Venn diagram for it all.
With the Discord server, we do events. Some events I've done was a month-long membership for Crunchyroll.
Oh, that's cool.
We do have events of giveaways of anime merchandise that we get through mail. Right now, I have like items that I'm planning on setting up for a giveaway. We do a bunch of those. Especially one of our admins on their Slap Guard. He loves doing that stuff. He pays a monthly subscription to anime merchandise. I do as well. So I have a bunch of boxes right here, and I want to set it all together for a big giveaway for our members in the Otaku, which is our Discord server, and the Otaku place. I want everyone to be able to get involved.
Well, if you're a Otaku Place member, be on the lookout for that. That sounds really cool. I like the idea of those giveaways and raffles and stuff like that. I think I'm not trying to toot my own horn, but I think the idea of having a contest to make a T-shirt or something to sell in your group is pretty cool too.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're really excited with the progress the group has made, and we can't wait to actually put forth effort to bring out its full potential. we're really excited for the direction it's headed, and we love the team that's helping us with it every day.
Of all different sorts of opinions implemented into the group to make it enjoyable for everyone. We can't make everyone happy, but we try our best to make it happen.
That's awesome, guys. Well, thank you so much for coming on. This has been a really fun episode. Hopefully you guys will come back sometime in the future and we can talk about the progress in the group and just maybe what shows you guys are watching and stuff like that if you're game.
Awesome.
Good. Yeah, that sounds great.
Thanks so much for having us on.
Hopefully we can get the other admins on here.
Yeah.
Yeah, sounds good, guys.
All right. Bye.
Bye.
All right, take care.
That was so funny.
What a good rootin' time.
No, I really had a lot of fun talking to them. They're three pretty interesting people, and to build a group from, it was like just over 2,000 followers to 43,000.
And
like,
how long did it take them?
it was not a lot of time.
No, that's something that's impressive to me. It kind of gives me a little bit of hope for us to grow this, because this is kind of along the same. We want that same energy of the stuff that they're bringing to the Otaku place. So you heard the interview. If you like what they're putting down and the kind of community that they were putting in front of y'all, go check them out. The Otaku place on Facebook.
Yeah, join the group over there and
Their
tell them
content-
we sent you.
Yeah, tell them Weebology Podcast sent you, your boys. And their contents sounded pretty decent.
Yeah, I mean,
Solid
I
as
really
hell.
like that they were getting into like hosting like anime art contests and really cool stuff like that.
That's so up my alley.
Yeah,
man.
I can't wait
That's
to
so
see
cool.
how that all grows. It sounded like really sick, and I definitely really appreciate you guys coming on the podcast. And anytime you want to come back, just hit us up.
Yeah, it sounded like a great time. I really wish I was there. I'm sorry I drank so much NyQuil. And on the flip side, if you're coming here from the Otaku place and you're new to Weebology Podcast, hello, welcome to class.
Yeah, welcome.
What we are here doing.
Please subscribe.
Yeah, please subscribe. Yeah, give us 5 stars if you like what we got. But what we do here is kind of we are doing our own education and broadening our knowledge of anime with the audience that kind of come along on our journey. For the tuition, your first tuition check will
Is
be
subscribed.
Yeah, it'll come in the mail. You do owe us tuition. This is a private institution of learning. Let it be known, how I imagine everyone's going to be paying, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
obviously.
We're obviously like filthy, like tenure rich right now, but we do still need you to pay because it's worth it for your
Turns out
education.
facilities costs are high.
It's insane to keep a laboratory up this big,
Yeah. Yeah, but guys, thank you so much for listening. We once again really appreciate you guys coming on. You can follow us on Instagram. We got some spicy memes.
Yeah, you want to talk about D's content? You're
Some,
staring at it
Yeah.
over an audio format. You're staring at him.
We got spicy memes and also some updates on our podcast and stuff like that. And then you could also listen to our podcast on YouTube, potentially, Spotify.
Apple Music, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, and anywhere else that you
all those other ones
if
too.
you go dig up your podcast and you find some gems, we'll be in there. We'll be in there. I don't know what I'm getting at, but go digging for buried treasure.
Yeah.
We are that treasure.
All right, guys, thank you so much, and we will see you next Monday.
I'm Ricky,
And I'm Ethan.
and this has been Weebology.
Peace.
Peace deuces. Reese's Pieces.
I said.